The CHINKANAS and the golden corn cob. When on one of my school trips many years ago, we visited Cusco, we went through CEQUES, where they showed us a tunnel which the guide told us was one of the CHINKANAS of the Incas. They used it as war strategies or simply as a shortcut to get somewhere faster, and he mentioned that one of these CHINKANAS connects directly to the CORICANCHA, but the one he showed us was covered with stones and mud. He told us that they were closed because of the many tourists. They entered the place and got lost and never came back, and he told us some more legends from the one that when he was a child. I didn't understand them very well, which is part of the story he narrated next. The Temple of the Sun, or CORICANCHA, is the current church of Santo Domingo. It is believed that one of the entrances to the CHINKANA would be here. After the arrival of the Spanish to the Inca Empire, many of the indigenous buildings were looted and destroyed, and many of these were replaced by new colonial buildings. This can be clearly seen in the city of Cusco. When you walk through its cobbled streets, you can see this mix of Inca and colonial architecture in this city. There is a building that stands out for its historical importance and the beliefs that revolve around it, the CORICANCHA. Its name comes from Quechua, or in Cancha or Golden Temple during the Inca era was known as Inti Cancha or Temple of the Sun. The current church of Santo Domingo was built on this temple, and it continues to function today. According to some legends, it is in this place where one of the possible entrances to the CHINKANA Grande would be found. But what is the CHINKANA? This is the name given to a complex system of tunnels that extends beneath the city of Cusco. Its construction is attributed by some to the Inca Huayna CAPAC, and it is believed that this is where the Incas hid the gold from their temples from the greed of the Spaniards. One of the possible entrances is located in the vicinity of the Sacsayhuaman fortress and is well known. Like the large CHINKANA, various exploration attempts were made around this place from expeditions by adventurers and onlookers, even scientific explorations, all of them with the common characteristic of failure. Unfortunately, and due to the numerous accidents caused by the curious who ventured to explore them, Cusco authorities ordered the closure of this entrance, with the armed forces being in charge of dynamiting it to oblivion under a stone wall. There is a very widespread account of one of these explorations which tells us about a couple of young students, that at the beginning of the century, they decided to venture out and explore the CHINKANAs after several days, and when nothing was known about them, they were considered lost until one day, inside the church on Holy Sunday, desperate blows were heard after one of the hatches of wood at the insistence of these blows. The people who were in those moments decided to open the hatch, and there appeared one of these. Young people in terrible physical condition with their hands destroyed, and holding in one of these an ear of gold. Now it is said that later this young man died, and the cob was cast to make a pair of crowns for the Virgin and the child with this one. Although this story is somewhat incredible, it does not end there in 1994. The writer and journalist Javier Sierra, during a visit to the convent on Santo Domingo, met with the prior at that time, the benign father of Gamara, and he revealed more information about the existence of the CHINKANA was during one of these visits in a cold morning shortly before dawn on March 21st of that year, who summoned him in his office to show him something on the condition that this was only disclosed when he was no longer in charge. On the table of his office was a strange wrapper, which the father unwrapped, revealing before the writer's eyes a pair of finely carved gold crowns, confirming that these were the crowns made with the gold obtained by melting the cob. After the student's death, the writer, surprised by this revelation, asked, "And why they are not in the church with the images for which the father was sold?" Before the question only managed to answer long ago that we hid it so as not to awaken the ambition of treasure seekers. The last explorations of which are known were carried out in mid-2000 in the so-called CORICANCHA project by the explorer Angel and Rambla and his Voice Russ Explore team, is carried out in a way, together with Peruvian archaeologists and the National Institute of Culture, with the permission of the government and Dominican monks. After a series of setbacks and conflicts between temple priests and researchers, it was decided to finish the project. Although it was not possible to enter the CHINKANA, apparently its existence would have been confirmed and the possible places where it could be accessed, as they see the large CHINKANA, if it existed in the temple of CORICANCHA. Some believe that the gold cob that he brought young, it would be just a piece of the huge amount of gold and wealth hidden in some unknown nook and cranny of the Chicano, and that is the ambition that would arouse in explorers or researchers. But who knows what they found is not always official information is disseminated, because in this time the truth is always hidden in order to protect certain interests.